Under the mayor's report, or the mayor's comments, which tradition states is essentially the State of the Borough address, I want to begin by thanking all the volunteers who have been sworn into office tonight, and those who serve and continue to serve on our municipal boards and committees. To our volunteers from the fire department, to the first aid squad, to our coaches at the Boys and Girls Club, and our Home and School Association members, and the many other groups in town, you are truly the backbone of our community. I applaud your unselfish efforts to make Woodland Park a better place. As we begin 2014, our borough begins a very special year. Whether we have called ourselves West Patterson or Woodland Park, undoubtedly 2014 marks the 100th year since the incorporation of our town. A town we are all proud of, and a town where our slogan is a small town with a big heart. That slogan still applies, and it's my goal and the goal of this council to keep that spirit alive and well. Speaking of community spirit, our Centennial Committee will be hosting a 3-hour parade down McBride Avenue on May 17th, so mark your calendars now. The parade will be followed by a picnic celebration, and fireworks will end the night. This, along with a historical trolley ride in September, a series of summer concerts in July and August, and a gala at the Westmont Country Club in November will make up the year-long events marking our centennial celebration. This has not come without a lot of hard work by the Centennial Committee and the members of the West Patterson Volunteer Fire Department. I'm proud of the group that we have assembled, what they have put together, and simply, I can't wait for these events to begin. I'd like to welcome back Council members Joe Spinelli, Gary Holloway, and Rita Pasquarello on their re-election and the confidence that the voters have shown in them this past November. Their commitment to this community is second to none, and I am proud to have them on our team. Also, congratulations to Council President Spinelli on being selected tonight to lead this council by your colleagues during our centennial year. Thank you, Mayor. While 2014 will hold a lot of joy for our community, there is much work to be done. Over the past month, I have worked with the council to set our priority for 2014. We will begin the year working to finalize a proposal brought forward by the West Patterson First Aid Squad to allow them to become independent from the borough, while at the same time increasing ambulance response time and providing daytime coverage. The details of this plan will be presented at a council meeting in the next month or two by Captain Dillon and the leadership at the West Patterson First Aid Squad. Their response is sometimes under life and death circumstances, and we all recognize the need for a more immediate response in an emergency situation. As we have discussed over the past few months, the governing body will examine the need this year for a reassessment of property in town. The final decision will be made following the next round of tax appeals due to the county board on April 1st. By summer, we should have a handle on the exposure that the borough faces and will make a determination as to the need for a reassessment. This is similar to the action taken by both Little Falls and Totowa 3 to 4 years after their reevaluation. Again, I will state this is not another reevaluation process. There are no inspections unless requested by the property owner. Comparable sales will be used to provide an accurate assessment, and the reassessment, in the most simplistic of terms, is the equivalent of a town-wide tax appeal. The borough will continue to oppose in 2014 the Passaic Valley Water Commission's plan to drain the New Street and Great Notch reservoirs here in Woodland Park. While we may still end up in litigation with PVWC, we will also seek and discuss alternatives to their plan, exploring the environmental impact, the possibility of working with the City of Newark to use the Ridge Road Reservoir in Cedar Grove to save the Great Notch Reservoir, and work with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection will all begin to be pursued within the next 30 days. Trust that we are not looking for a street fight here, but prudently seeking solutions to a mandate that will not only scar our mountaintop, but adversely affect our residents' property values. I remain pleased that this council and I were able to deliver a budget in 2013 which included no municipal tax increase. By month's end, we should have the year-end numbers for 2013, which will provide an accurate picture of where we will be with the 2014 budget. I am pleased that in 2013 alone, the borough was awarded $1.4 million in grant awards and $2.5 million in pending applications, which we are waiting to hear. This was done through the efforts of Millennium Strategies, our grant writer, who was reappointed this evening, and our administrator, Mr. Kevin Woodland. One such grant was for the new Centennial Clock at Dowling Park, funded through the Passaic County Open Space Trust Fund. I thank the freeholders for this award, as we have been very successful over the last decade in securing money from Passaic County's Open Space Trust Fund. This clock will be dedicated in May and will recognize the centennial of our town for years to come. To the critics of this project, I say this: if we did not pursue this funding, one of the other 15 municipalities in Passaic County would have received it. I also stand by the addition of this clock, as I believe it brings an element of class to our main roadway and will complement our streetscape efforts along McBride Avenue. On Monday evening, I directed Mr. Kevin Woodland and our Board of Health Secretary, Ms. Courtney Fitzpatrick, to begin to explore the possibility of a shared services agreement for our health department. I am hopeful that their solicitation of proposals from neighboring communities will result in new opportunities with a possible cost savings to the taxpayer. With regard to our attempts to increase revenue, the Council authorized a request for proposal for a potential billboard on Route 80 eastbound. We will be meeting with the residents in the immediate neighborhood on January 20th to discuss their thoughts on this proposal, and will weigh any community concerns with the potential for revenue should we award this bid. The Council and I welcome the residents throughout the community's opinions on this matter and look forward to an open and well-vetted discussion regarding the potential billboard. Keeping our commitment to improving our parks and field, we are currently gathering quotes to complete our renovations to Memorial Field, which will include a walk path around the facility, new play on all 3 baseball and softball diamonds, new trash and recycling receptacles, and a new illuminated flagpole. At school number 1, we are planning to replace the remaining outdated fencing, replace the current backstop, provide new bleachers, and also replace the field clay. I'm pleased to report that we are close to completion at Dowling Park. With the addition of the new clock, we will be completing the lighting project this year to accommodate our evening events, such as our summer concert series. I'm also very happy that through the efforts of Optimum Online, we now have our first mobile Wi-Fi hotspot in a park at Dowling. This was at no cost to the taxpayers. We will now be working to make Wi-Fi available in some of the other parks throughout our community. This council will continue to be aggressive when it comes to flooding. This year, we will complete the process of developing our community rating system, which will reduce the flood insurance premium our residents pay. Tonight, Councilwoman Callard, a resident of the flood area here in town, was appointed to the Regional Flood Board, a position I know she will excel in. This year, we will also continue to ensure that the flash boards that were previously in place near the Great Falls in Patterson remain removed, as I believe their removal has significantly reduced the height of the Passaic River and reduced the possibility of future flood events. Quite frankly, it's something that should have been done a long time ago. In the last few weeks, we have also started to reach out to residents in the flood area who have expressed some desire to accept a buyout of their property through federal or state programs available. We will pursue this in a smart, thoughtful, and prudent manner as to not scar our neighborhoods as we work to return some of these flood areas to open space. We will continue to keep up with our infrastructure. This year, we plan to begin the installation of sewer and water lines in the Oak Ridge Road and Elizabeth Lane area. These areas are still relying on old and failing, in some cases, septic systems, and after meeting with the residents this fall who do not have access to public sewers, this area has been targeted to begin these projects. Our road resurfacing program this year will include Overmont Avenue, which is partially funded by a State Department of Transportation grant, Sunset Drive between Highview and Maryline, Ryle Park Avenue, Passaic Avenue, and Rockaway Avenue. Should funds be available, we will also consider resurfacing Andrews Drive behind the Kohl's Fairway Shopping Center. Mr. Woodland is working with the Borough engineer, Norton Murphy, in discussing the possibility of working with Total to develop one bid spec for the two towns' road projects. This will cut costs and allow us to community share in our endeavor to resurface roads in both communities. We are awaiting the spring announcement of DOT grant funding. We've applied for McBride Avenue streetscaping funds, which will commence at Clover Avenue. We are hopeful that the state will award us these dollars so that we can begin this long-awaited process of beautifying our main thoroughfare here in town. The initial funding, if awarded by the DOT, will also open up additional grant opportunities as we move this project along. My office will continue to press our state legislators regarding the need for sound barriers along Brophy Lane, Vernon Court, and Greenway Lane. Our state senator, Kevin O'Toole, is aware of the need and has visited both sites last spring. This year, I again plan to visit those sites with our current Assembly representatives and with our congressmen to have them see firsthand what our residents deal with and that this job needs to be completed once and for all. I have directed Mr. Woodland and Mr. Galbraith to create a plan for improvements to the recycling center on McBride Avenue. The condition of the center, especially after Hurricane Irene, is deteriorated, and the council has funded the improvements through a bond ordinance introduced and adopted last year. We need to create a place where recycling is encouraged, which provides easy access to our residents and is simply more user-friendly. Councilman Holloway will be working this year with our planner, Catherine Gregory, to complete our master plan ordinances, which will help us better plan for the future. These new ordinances address our downtown, parking issues throughout the community, and future development, and will allow for proper zoning and uses of the different areas of town. I am happy to report that we will be introducing the oversized truck parking ordinance, as I mentioned after the public hearing. As I said in December, these oversized trucks are the single biggest complaint I've received over the last 8 months. And I've received a significant number of emails about this issue generated from the recent Today paper article. I've asked our IT coordinator, Tom Manella, to solicit proposals for the redesign of our municipal website. I'm proud that Woodland Park was the first of the towns in the area to create an information-packed and frequently updated municipal website over 12 years ago. However, it is time for an upgrade. Technology now permits website interaction with Facebook, Twitter, and provides emergency alerts. It is time we took the step to make an upgrade while still allowing our internal staff here at the municipal building the ability to update the site instantaneously when it comes to content. I'm projecting that by July 1st, we will launch this new website after we have received proposals and made the best decision in awarding a contract. As you can see, there is a lot to do. The council committees will also be working to address the needs of the departments in which they work with. The local boards will be conducting their important work as well. From the library developing a long-term plan, to the Board of Health considering sharing services with another community, to the planning boards and zoning boards considering what future development is best for our town. 2014 will be a year to roll up our sleeves and make the absolute best decisions for Woodland Park. I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to thank all of the employees here in the municipal building, with the Department of Public Works, at the public library, and in the police department for their dedicated service to our residents on a daily basis. They truly are the ones who run the day-to-day operation here in Town Hall and at our other municipal facilities. It has been an awesome personal and professional honor to sit here in this seat and serve as your mayor for the past 2 years. I truly love this job, and each day I try to be the absolute best mayor I can be. However, it is only with your help that we will be successful. I wish each of you a Happy New Year, happy anniversary on your 100th year of incorporation to the residents of West Patterson and Woodland Park. I look forward to a productive and prosperous 2014 for our borough. Thank you, and God bless.